Good day everyone, welcome back to Scuta EDC. Today we are taking a look at the Scuta. Yes, this is a knife that we have unboxed. So today we are doing a full review on this guy. Now my first impressions of this knife was actually, it exceeded my expectations, right? I did not expect it to be this nice, I didn't expect it to be this beautiful, and I definitely didn't expect the ergos to be what it was. Let's take a look. There we go. Such a cool blade shape, something a little bit different, modified sheep's-foot design, almost a spear point basically. Almost like a spade blade, I would say. So such a cool design, very comfortable in hand. This is really a super ergonomic knife. We've got some, just doing an overview here, we've got D2 on the blade. It is a budget knife. I think they come in at around 700 Rand, and belt satin finish on this guy with some switching here at the top and some jumping on our spine. It's not a 90-degree spine, but you can use this sharp edge to actually strike a ferro rod. It's not a full flat grind, it is a saber grind, but it's super high up to the point where you basically won't feel any resistance at that stage. Then we've got a little finger choil here at the bottom to get extra grip and to lock this knife into your hand quite well. Nice sharpening choil, very nice sharpening choil there. I think you will make maybe a smiley after a little while, but for the near future that will be okay. Even at that stage, you know, when you have to on the third, fourth time you have to sharpen your knife, not strop, just sharpen your knife. You know, that's at that stage your knife's gonna be have picked up a lot of wear and tear anyway, so you won't really care about the looks. But yeah, very nice design. It's nice and compact. Comparing it to some other models, we've got the QSB Penguin, which I think is the closest in size from our modern folders to what we have here today in the Scuta. So very compact, very nice design. The QSB Penguin is known for actually, you know, being very compact and very EDC friendly in the pocket. But here we do get a little bit more blade, I would say. So on that cutting edge, maybe have a little bit more on the Scuta. And then comparing it to the Pickled steel Hakal, another fantastic offering from Pickled steel, the Micarta Hakal. It's also around the same size. The Micarta Hakal is maybe a little bit bigger than the Scuta. And then just comparing it to a large knife, here we've got the Honey Badger Large, which is about the same as a PM2 in size. And you can see it's a lot more compact than this Honey Badger right here. So we've got some G10 on the scales themselves, and it's like this textured G10. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is wonderful. It is super nice. It's not uncomfortable at all. It's not very aggressive, but it's definitely a step up from your regular G10 in terms of grip, but also maybe in terms of comfort. I love how they smoothed out the edges. I think that this would have been very uncomfortable if they didn't smooth out those edges, but this just looks great, man. Love the blue pivot collar. That's fantastic. This knife does run on some ball bearings, and the action is actually really nice. So you do have to give it just a little bit of a shake, but it's basically drop shot action. Nice flipper tab. We do actually have some jumping on our flipper tab, so this is done right. If there weren't any jumping, this little flipper tab would have been super uncomfortable. But very compact, very sleek design. Love it, man. Okay, we've got a lanyard tool, deep carry pocket clip, as I mentioned, sunken into the scales, into the G10 scales, sunken screws as well. Got some standoffs, no backspacer. And then we do have stainless steel liners that are very fitting to our blade. Nice polished stainless steel liners that are actually skeletonized for relieving weight. That's very cool. What I don't like is this section right here, the cutout over here. But that's just a little pet peeve of mine, is this. I don't like open holes, you know, that, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like cutout sections that aren't filled with a little plate or something like that. So, but that's just maybe me. And that's a very small nitpick right there. I do, however, I love when companies do stuff like this, like with the QSB Penguin, when they slot it in between the scale and the liner. It's just such a good move, man. Same with like the Honey Badger here. Slot it in between the scale and the liner, and you can just reverse that to the left hand side. If you want to switch it over, that's a good way to go. But this definitely has its place, and I can also just fill those holes with some of the extra screws they gave me. So that's great. Okay, so let's do a weight test on this guy. See what the weight is like because this is a nice compact knife. 100 grams. So that's about, in ounces, that's 3.6 ounces. So 100 grams, guys, can't complain about that. I'm happy, you know, carrying the QSP Penguin, which is just around 10 grams lighter than the Scuta. Same with the Hakal is about the exact same weight as the Scuta. So fantastic EDC weight, man. Really, you know, really up there with the best. I love the screws they used here. It is T6, but it's almost these tube-like screws. And that's just a fantastic look. Lovely pivot, lovely blue collar. That's amazing, man. Yo, such a functional utility knife, for sure. I like the green. There's also a black one available with a gold pivot ring that's blacked out with a gold touch. It does look insane. But this, I think, for what you want in just a normal EDC knife that doesn't attract any attention, that's just a worker, a beater, the green one is the way to go, for sure. Let's do a quick measurement on this knife. Coming in at about 18 centimeters, so nice, compact, lovely utility EDC friendly knife. I think what stands out for me about this guy is the ergonomics. Firstly, the way you slot in with, especially with that choke up position. In a regular position, you do run on the edge of this of the bottom of the knife of your pinky if you have extra large hands like me. But you do also get a 4-finger grip, and this little landing space here for your pinky is also allows you to just keep this knife nice and locked in. However, in the choked up position, using your jimping, lovely grippy jimping, and this choke or choil, you can actually get a very nice functional grip and exert a lot of power over this blade. That's fantastic. Pocket clip is quite nice, very sturdy pocket clip. That's wonderful, man. Yo, this thing isn't going anywhere in your pocket. Super deep carry. It's the way to go. No, they've done it right on the Scuta. I highly recommend this knife for sure. Definitely, you know, comparable to some great budget knives out there like the Pyrite, but at half the price, right? And that's what Pickled Steel gives you. So go check out the Scuta. It's a fantastic budget option. I really like it. Guys, it's a great knife. Have a great day. Have a knife day. And remember that no knife means no life.